Hello again and welcome to a very special edition of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. Yes, this is going to be the first part of our mini-series straight from D23 Expo 2019. So exciting.
Yeah, baby.
I'm Tom. As always, I'm here with my wonderful, gorgeous D23 loving wife, Michelle.
Thank you, baby. Hi, everyone.
So good to have you with us. We're recording this episode on Thursday, and I have to look at my watch here. It is August 22nd, 2019. It was preview day for us at D23 Expo 2019, and we're just kind of got a little space in between. We're about to go back for a little party we have going on there, but we wanted to give you a few things that we noticed on our first walk through a little bit of the floor and through the stores and such.
Oh, man, it is exciting. There are so many fun things to see, and people are going to love this expo.
Yeah, it's we haven't gotten a full peek at the floor yet. We're hoping to get a little more of that later tonight. Although we went to all the different stores, and as we went to the stores, we were able to walk through the floor and kind of get a little sneak peek of what is to come. So just get you ready for that. But yes, we visited all the stores today, and our wallet took a big ding today.
It really hurt when they had the artists there to sign things, and it's like, okay, I wasn't quite sure if we needed that print, but I guess we must have it now.
Right. So we visited. First thing we went to was the Disney Dream Store, and they have
a dream store.
They have a lot of the actual D23 merchandise there, but they also have a lot of really wonderful artwork, including some originals and some prints, and really some spectacular looking stuff. We could have bought everything there because it was all beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It really was a lot of fun. And you've probably seen some things posted that have some themes, like with the Dapper Dans and the Disney balloons. So it's really a lot of fun seeing all those items together. And the great thing is that they are going to add things as the weekend progresses. So if something isn't there on Friday, they might have more of it brought out on Saturday or Sunday.
Right. So if you're going in there and you didn't get what you wanted on Friday, check out on Saturday, check out on Sunday. Hope you've got those store passes. If you didn't reserve them, you'll still have some availability to get those on the floor when you get into the expo. So after we went to the Disney Dream Store, we went to the Disney Store and checked that out. And they had some Star Wars interesting stuff there, some Marvel stuff. Yes. They had some really cool of the, what was it? What's the anniversary of the skeletons? Is it 90 anniversary?
Yes, the 90th anniversary of the Silly Symphonies.
Yes.
And so they highlighted the skeleton
Yes,
dance.
the dancing skeletons. And that was really cool stuff that they had there. A lot of different interesting doll work, the masquerade dolls that were there. Just really interesting store. We didn't buy as much there, but we found some fascinating finds that you might enjoy there once you do get in.
Right. It was interesting to see some of these books that are to do animation yourself, and they had different themes. We saw the Wreck-It Ralph, and we saw the Star Wars one, and it's really great because it has a lot of fun artwork. It's kind of a interactive book at the same time. It has, pull tabs to see things differently, and then it has the little boxes that you can create your own stories. So it's a nice, whether you want that as like I don't know, do people still do coffee table books?
Yeah, I'm sure they
could do that. If you really want
a wonderful gift for somebody.
I was going to say, if you want to, especially a kid who's really into animation, you really want to spoil them, that's one way to do it, because they can see, some things that are teaching them how to do it. And it's just a lot in the book, but they have them with different themes. I think they also have a Toy Story one, although it wasn't.
Those were sold out by the time we got in there. Those flew off the shelves.
Yeah. She made it sound like it might come back tomorrow. So
right. I don't think they gave everything out today. Right. I think that they hold some things back. So, it doesn't all go out on preview day. That wouldn't be fair for everybody. So, but just to know, if you want one of those, they may go pretty quickly, because they did today.
And then like you said, they had the 90th anniversary. There was a lot of anniversaries highlighted in the different stores. There was the Splash Mountain 30th anniversary, which was also cool. And so with all these, they have like usually pins and mugs and T-shirts and hoodies, and it's really a lot of fun things that you'd find something that you'd want to take home with you.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that in Mickey's of Glendale, which was the final store that we hit up, and they had the Splash Mountain anniversary pins and some shirts there. A lot of shirts for different attractions that were really. We bought a couple. Some really cool attraction shirts. We had one that was on Spaceship Earth that, if you know how to say your ABCs, and on the back it says, "Thank the Phoenicians." So I had to get that shirt as soon as I saw it. It was awesome. Just a couple other cool things. There's a whole section of the anniversary of the Disco Mickey Mouse album, which there were some really cool T-shirts and pins and stuff that went along with that. That was really cool, but just some really cool stuff. But that's enough about the shopping. We spent way too much, but it was great. And if you're going out there is some wonderful stuff to buy. Get in the queue. Better yet, go get a store pass as soon as you get in if you really want shopping to be part of your priorities.
Right, absolutely. And I started really quickly in this one.
Didn't
Absolutely.
take long.
No, I know. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot of things out there if you're interested. And again, don't get discouraged if you've read about something that they were going to be featuring. It will probably be coming back out in one of the other days. A lot of the D23 Expo things, they have tons of those. I don't think they will be selling out, at least not till towards the end. And some things that even the people in the stores are really helpful, and they'll tell you they'll give you information if it's about artwork or pieces of art, and they'll also tell you what things are hot items and, just what things might end up being into a store after the expo.
Yeah, and we actually got an interesting story from one of the cast members that was in the store saying about, some of these items are really hot. Like if you get them in your hand, you don't want to put them down.
Right.
She told me that there was one woman that it was one of the last few of this one certain item. And she's like, you really don't want to let go with that if you have it right now. And she's like, well, I'm not so sure about it. She put it down. She turned back for it.
Instantly.
Someone else had grabbed it.
Yes.
So if the cast members tell you that, if you're on the fence about it, you better decide right there, because, or at least don't let it leave your hand until you fully made your decision, because these things will go quickly. Some of these items, some of them will last, but some of these items that are really in high demand will go very quickly. Now,
especially the things that are limited editions.
Yes.
So if you see something limited edition of, 100, 200, 300, you need to make a quick decision if you have it in your hand.
Right. Well, I mean, you can make the decision later, but don't give it up until you've made that decision.
Right.
Don't set it down and think you can come back for some of these items. Not every item, but for some of these items. Make your decision as you're walking through the store. Put it in your bag. They give you shopping bags when you go in there, so you can carry it around. Put it in your bag, and then think about it before you go to the register. But if it's one of those hot items, don't set it down if there's really a possibility you might purchase it.
Right.
But enough about shopping. Let's get to what we've seen just briefly on the floor. And we've seen some really cool stuff. We already saw basically the Lucasfilm display. A lot of that was if you were at Comic-Con this year, a lot of it was the kind of the evolution of the Stormtroopers. It's pretty much the same layout, but it is cool. If you haven't seen it before, go check it out. The Marvel area that we walked by was excellent. They have a really great area where you can tell they're going to have some of their main panels, the small panels that are in the Marvel area. But they have a whole Iron Man suit there. They have like a lot of the costuming from various Avengers all laid out there. Really, really cool stuff that I really can't wait to look at more of. It was exciting to me. I wanted to look at all these costumes. They look very authentic, and it was just passing by. It was really cool.
Absolutely.
Right.
Edit that out. That's right. And the other cool pavilion that we saw was the Disney Plus, and you could tell the way they were, because there was still a lot of setup happening today, but you could tell they had a lot of areas that you were going to be able to actually hands-on see how the actual app or the program will work, and so that looks exciting too.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have, we know that they're offering a discount to anybody at the D23 Expo that signs up for, I believe it's a 3-year subscription. Right. They're going to knock, I believe it's 33, don't quote me, I believe it's 33% off the annual price that you would normally get outside the expo. So you'll probably want to go visit that. I also noticed, and I couldn't remember if it was at the Disney Plus area, or if it was at the Lucasfilm or the Star Wars area, but they did have the Mandalorian armor from the Mandalorian and the female character's costume there as well. I noticed that our last walkthrough. I was like, I wanted to stop because I saw it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to really take this in, because this is the first real stuff we're seeing in person from the Mandalorian,
right?
Which is very exciting. So
yeah, we were limited with some things that we could take pictures of, since they were still doing a lot of setup. There were a lot of construction vehicles out there and things, but we did get to see a lot of the, main shell of each of these pavilions. The only pavilion we didn't see that they had it still hidden was the heroes and villains, which is featuring the costumes of heroes and villains.
Wow, that makes total sense.
I know, right?
Well, we did to see the outside of that, and they had some of the texture from the costumes kind of draped along the outside of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so that looks like it's going to be a fun pavilion to walk through.
Lots of other stuff we saw. I mean, there's the whole area for Disney Vacation Club. There's lots of little kiosks. We saw this cool place that had like these really authentic looking Disney puppets that were really interesting to check out. And the Sorcerer Mickey slippers. There was a booth, just like it seemed like all they had was Sorcerer Mickey slippers, but I wanted some because they were about as cool as I ever seen. I mean, we didn't get to see everything, not even close to it.
A lot of the vendors were still setting up some of their.
We're still hoping to get a little more preview tonight, and maybe we'll pop on later for a little bit more of that if we have time. But it really was. It's so exciting, and there are so many little areas to get pictures taken, and just some cool backdrops. I mean, even the sides of the stores.
Right.
You were talking about how you want to stencil some of this stuff and paint it on our walls because it was that beautiful.
Right. Just walking through.
Great places to get pictures taken.
Yeah, definitely good, photo op areas or Instagram areas for sure. And everybody there is really excited about being at the expo. The people working there are all very friendly and helpful. I still stand by my tip to ask multiple people, because sometimes there was a little bit of confusion on things of where to actually enter areas or whatever, but they really are trying their best to be very, very helpful. And I thought in the store the lines also moved really quickly.
Yeah,
compared to some past years.
They worked pretty well. Again, this is D23 Expo. It's always going to be hurry up and wait.
Right.
And pretty much everywhere you go. By the way, speaking of waiting, people are already lining up for tomorrow morning's major panel, which is the Disney Legends panel. So if you were planning to go to that, you wanted to get there and just know that there are people already lining up for that panel. So I don't know if I love the Disney Legends panel. I'm excited to go tomorrow.
Right.
I don't know if I'd be the first thing I would pick and choose to line up the day before and be there overnight, but maybe they're waiting for stage passes.
Well, I was just going to say some of those lines are people are going to be spending the night, so that as soon as the stores open, they might have multiple store passes, but they can get in there first in the morning. True. So they might not be in line for Legends. Right. But this year they did open up earlier. We had heard from some people that there was, even before the expo allowed people a location to line up, that some people were at the convention center area lining up and they were kind of shooed away, but that was before the actual official time that they could line up. But it's a buzzing.
It's buzzing, and it looks beautiful. Just when it was so exciting walking up to it and seeing the back, the front of the convention center with the layover by the overlay by D23 Expo, and there's so many cool things out there. We saw some costuming, although it's animated. I don't know how they get costumes, but I guess they have to work off of something for Frozen 2. Took some pictures of that. There was some other costuming for a Disney Plus movie or some sort of show that's coming out called Noelle, I believe.
And some really cute costumes.
Yeah, really cute costumes for that. But there's going to be so much to see and do. We didn't even get nearly a really good look at it, but we were just excited to check out what we saw, and we're looking forward to the next several days and sharing that with you.
Right. It's fun. I hope, there are things that you are enjoying from our mini podcast here. If there's anything in particular you want us to either talk about or check out, you can follow us on social media and tweet it to us or send it to our Gmail at HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com, because we do want to be able to cover some things that you all are interested in as well.
Right. And if you're going to be out in the next few days, we mentioned this on other podcasts, but we're going to mention it again. Look for us on the floor. Look for us in the panels. We want to say hello to anybody who follows us on social media, and definitely to anybody who listens to our podcast with any regularity. We do have little trinkets to give away. I mean, they're just little simple logo magnets, but a lot of fun stuff but more than anything else, it isn't about the giveaway. It's more we just want to meet you and say hi and connect with you. And we've already connected with a few people out there, and we're looking forward to connecting with some more over the next several days. Exactly. So, like I said, these episodes are going to be very short. This one is extremely short because we just didn't have that much to talk about since we didn't see as much of the floor as we expected, but we wanted to give you a little preview of what we're looking at. Again, we may pop on later after the party if we've seen a little bit more of the floor, but this is probably going to be it for Thursday night, for preview night. Tomorrow, though, however, when we get through Friday and the succeeding days, we are going to be giving you kind of a wrap up of what happened during that day, what happened in the big panel. So tomorrow it's the Legends panel, which starts the day off. That's going to be the big thing as we see these great Disney legends being inducted in. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, it's the Disney Plus presentation, which we expect to get a lot more information on Disney Plus, a lot of these great shows that are going to be on there, including The Mandalorian, which we were just talking about a little bit ago, and many other things. So we'll probably discuss a lot of that and anything else that should happen to pop up on the floor. And, if you do come by and say hi and want us to mention you on the show, we'd be happy to do that as well tomorrow. So
yeah. Oh, you know what else we saw? We saw the, and I think part of it was somewhat of a dress rehearsal for the parade, the street parade. So we did get to see that, which was fun. And if you've ever been on a Disney cruise ship and you know how they're playing the music in the background of different Disney movies, etc. So they had that going. We had to start chuckling when the Simpsons song came on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Simpsons. It's so funny. Yes, the Simpsons, part of Disney now.
Right. So, and they're going to have a panel out here this weekend as well.
So yeah, definitely. Please find us on the floor. Follow us. Continue to follow us on social media. We posted some things today. You can find us out there and see what we posted today. By the way, that's another thing I posted out there. I wanted to mention this before we go. There are many charging stations out in the event floor entryway hall there. So you'll see they're really well signed, and they're very regularly scattered throughout there. So if you need to charge your phone, also there are many hydration stations. So you can't bring any food or drink into the event. However, bring an empty bottle. Go to these hydration stations, load it up. There are also food stations around that you can pick up, something food for purchase and such. So just be aware of that going in.
Yes, and then outside is the food trucks.
Yeah. So we ran across a couple food trucks on our way through today, and there's also some stand grilling up what smelled like delicious burgers.
I know. I was just going to say it's nice just to walk around there because it's really delicious smelling. But
so there is food to be had. So just to let you know that. But again, the big thing is just be prepared. Hurry up and wait. But remember, you're waiting with a bunch of Disney fans that are there just to have a great time. So connect with the people next to you, have a good time, and really enjoy D23 Expo 2019.
Yes.
So that's it for this show. Please follow us for the rest of these days on social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. And of course, you can always email us if you have any questions about the D23 Expo. If there's anything you want us to check out for you and kind of report back on, please let us know. Hyperion Adventures Podcast at gmail.com. And again, we will be having more episodes that kind of wrap up the days as we go through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we really look forward to seeing some of you out there and getting a chance to connect faces with maybe some of the names of people we know, or just hear, if you do follow us or listen to us, we really want to meet you.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm most excited about, actually. Oh, tomorrow, just so you know, what are you going to be wearing tomorrow so people can spot you?
I believe tomorrow I'm thinking of wearing Star Wars.
Okay.
So I will be wearing. That one's going to be an easy one. Just a blue T-shirt with a Star Wars logo on the front. But I'll be wearing my Toms.
They're Star Wars Toms.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
Shoes. So.
Yeah, she's not wearing me. She's wearing Tom's shoes.
Tom's shoes. Yes. Shoes.
Not my shoes. Tom's shoes. Wait, never mind. I'm going to debut the Hyperion Adventures podcast T-shirt tomorrow, so look for that. I'll be wearing that while rolling around. It's a blue shirt with our logo on the back, and I'm living my Hyperion adventure on the front. So if you see that, the bearded, gangly looking, goofy dude, that's probably me. So come up and say hi to me, please.
Yes. And if I change my outfit decision for tomorrow, we'll tweet that out.
We'll post pictures so you know what we're looking like tomorrow, so you can find us on the floor. So that's it. Thanks for joining us for the preview episode. We look forward to talking with you more as D23 Expo progresses. We're going to have a lot of fun with this mini-series. So until that time, I'm Tom.
I'm Michelle.
And we hope that you have a magical night.
Bye.